Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon. My name is David Johnson. I'm the Director of College Counseling Services at Buffalo Prep, and I have the honor of being the MC, the host for this wonderful call again. So thank you guys again for being back with us. I would first just like to start off by congratulating the class of 2021 on all of your accomplishments, everything that you've done this far. It's only the beginning to what's going to be an amazing future for you all. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your college advisor and support you through some of your greatest moments. And I look forward to continued success. So without further ado, I want to also do some staff introductions. We have some of our staff here on the call as well. So we'll start off with our Executive Director, Ms. Patty.
Hey guys, good to see you again. Thanks again for being here with all of us. And for our seniors, this is just the beginning of a really amazing week and two ahead that you have to celebrate your high school career before you head off to college. And we're so excited to be a part of it, especially in our partnership with the Buffalo Bills. So thanks for being here with us tonight. I would ask that if you can, to please turn your cameras on so we can have more of an engaging dialogue with the team here and with Jerry and Levi. And I'm going to pass it on to Marcus DeViso, our Assistant Director.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for all the guests that are here hanging out with the most amazing kids in Western New York. We appreciate that you're here. Kids, I cannot believe that you are seniors.
I know, I'm dying.
You know that you're the last class that actually got to do all my English assignments before I just moved into the director thing. So I have a soft spot in my heart for you and for all the classes, but especially this class as my final teaching class. So appreciate y'all. I cannot wait to see you all this week. So see you soon. Come in, please. I'll pass it to Grace.
Hi, everybody. Grace O'Connor, Director of Community Relations at Buffalo Prep. Thank you for all of our seniors who are on this call today, and to Jerry and Levi for doing this again for the students. We really appreciate it. And all of our friends at Pagula and the Bills who helped to make this happen as well. It's a very deserving and amazing group of seniors, and we're just really looking forward to this. So thank you. Sorry, Ashley.
No, that's all right. Hi, I'm Ashley. And thank you so much, Jerry and Levi. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to everybody at the Bills who helped make this happen. And congratulations, seniors. We are so proud of you.
Awesome. I think that's it. And I just want to welcome all of our scholars coming from our public, private, independent school, charter schools here in Buffalo, New York. I would like to turn it over to Maddie to kick off the Buffalo Bills introduction.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Maddie Glab. Just want to say a big congrats to everyone on graduating. It's such an exciting time. You have so much to look forward to, such a big future ahead of you. I feel like the dream chasing really starts once you graduate from high school. So just thinking of what you want to accomplish, what your dreams are, and how you can navigate through that. It just gets me excited and gets me thinking back to when I graduated from high school and felt like I had so much ahead of me. But I've got two really awesome players on with us, and you guys have already seen them just logging on. So we've got defensive lineman Jerry Hughes on with us and cornerback Levi Wallace. And I know they were a part of the call last year, so I think it's really cool that they were able to join again this year, because it just shows how important this call was to them. And I'm really excited for them to just share some insight, share some words of advice to you guys, because they were in your shoes one time too, graduating from high school, and now they're in the NFL, kicking butt as a part of the Buffalo Bills. So we're pumped to have them on with us. We're going to ask them a couple questions. David and I will kind of tag team this, and then we want you guys to ask some questions too. Levi and Jerry are here to answer any questions that you guys have. So feel free to think up some cool questions. And if you guys just want to type the question in the chat, we can ask it for you. Or if you would like to come on camera and just raise your hand, we can call on you and you can ask the questions. I think Jerry and Levi would much rather hear it from you guys than hear it from me, because they get to hear me talk a bunch. So but David, did you want to kick it off with the first question?
Yeah, so I would like to kick it off fairly easy here and simple. Jerry, Levi, this is your second year now doing the call. We're so grateful to have you back. why was it so important for you to come back and speak to this senior class?
I'll take that first one. I felt like for myself as well as Levi, we had such a great connection, speaking with the kids. And it was something different than just talking about football. It's talking about life, talking about the educational process that a lot of these kids are getting ready to embark on, that we have already been down that journey. So, it was just great to kind of just sit down and answer questions and give them a heads up to what they're going to be looking forward to for the next 4, 6, or 8 years of their life as they continue their educational process in college.
Yeah, I think for me, first of all, congratulations to all the students here. Big accomplishment. Super excited for you guys. But last year, I think me and Jerry were really impressed by the questions that were asked by the students. You just see how you guys have done such a great job with, and just how far along they are, and just the questions they were asking, and just to be able to give back and talk to just like regular people, just answer some of the questions that they had about what was going on in the world and what it's like to play football and the next steps in their life, what to expect. I think it really encouraged me in a hard time dealing with the beginning of COVID. So, I definitely had to come back and talk to the students this year, because I know we're going to have a president coming from one of these students, and I expect you guys to take me through a full tour of the White House. So I'm excited.
I love
I
it.
like
I
that.
love it. Jerry, Levi, if you guys could think back to high school, and I even have a hard time thinking back to high school, but if you could think back to where you were at when you were graduating high school, and maybe something you didn't know then that you would have liked to know, maybe some words of advice for the students who are graduating, something that you maybe wanted to know at that point in your life that you figured out later.
Man, when I graduated high school forever ago, it seems like a long time ago, long time ago. I think now, thinking back or looking back, I think I was always just in a big rush to grow up, and I never really took in the moment and just had fun with going into graduating with some of my friends, and then going into college. I was always looking forward to the next thing. So my advice would just take things one day at a time and enjoy the moment that you're in. Enjoy the classmates that you have right now. Because unfortunately for me, I don't live in Arizona anymore. I haven't lived in Arizona in a while. I'm out here now training, but a lot of the people that I went to high school, we all moved out. You rarely see those guys anymore. We still keep in contact, but just every time we get on a phone call, it's always the experiences that we laugh about the most. So take things one day at a time, and even take college one day at a time. Enjoy the experience, enjoy the journey.
For me, graduating high school and then moving on to college, I'd say my first 2 years, I was really shy just because my circle of friends back in high school were always in my hometown. So it really took me a while in college to kind of come around and meet new people and really want to interact with the kids on campus. And that's something that I wish I would have done earlier, would have participated more in freshman orientation, just to kind of get to know the school, get to know the incoming freshmen. I moved around a lot more my junior and senior year on campus, and was able to kind of talk and make a lot more friends. And it's just great to, expand your circle of friends. Don't keep it so small to only just the people who you grew up with. Be open to meet new people, and you'll be surprised that you'll find people on that college campus who kind of think and move and do things very similar to the way you do. So just be open-minded as you're starting this next journey.
All right, a little fun here, man. How about the Buffalo Bills? You guys had an amazing year. I know it fell a little short of your goals, but what was it like, man? You guys have received some national attention. Talk a little bit about that, being in the spotlight there, and how much does that, change your approach to the game, your day-to-day, or is it just the same? I know we have some Bills fans here on the call. Would just like to know about how was that the season for you guys receiving national attention.
The season was fun, to get that attention, because we worked so hard for it. But, just talking to the guys, we miss being with the fans and having them in that stadium, that whole aura that they give, it's explosive. It's the energy that really makes you enjoy sports and just enjoy that whole atmosphere. But for us, it was a great step in the right direction for a lot of the goals that we talk about wanting to do, and then actually seeing them come into fermentation, which was so much fun, just because I've been with the Bills for 7 going on 8 years now. And so, watching the offense come around, watching our secondary play on every national stage game that we got, they showed up big, they made the plays. It's just what team sports and team football is all about. And it just got me so much more excited for next season. And, we're working twice as hard so we can get back and get past the Kansas City Chiefs, because once we got to that game, that was the first time in my career playing in the AFC Championship and being so close to an actual Super Bowl, and almost being able to get that Super Bowl ring or bring back that AFC Championship banner to Buffalo. That's something that we want to be able to do, is to bring back both of the trophies and hardwares for our city and for everybody in Buffalo.
Yeah, like Jerry said, last year was fun. I think it was past due, the attention that we know that we deserve in Buffalo. Just being able to play on those national stages like that. And my contract was over after last year, but I decided to come back to Buffalo for 1 more year because we want to win that Super Bowl. And I think we didn't win it this past year because we weren't able to enjoy it with the fans as much. And so I'm a big believer in that. Everything happens for a reason. So I know this year we got 100% capacity with fans coming back. It's going to be a crazy year. I'm super excited for our team, for our players, and for the community of Buffalo. I mean, I think we took a good step in the right direction last year, and we can only go up from here. So I'm excited, like Jerry said.
You guys are getting me way too excited for the season already. I cannot wait for training camp. I cannot wait for that week 1, that first home game, to see you guys back at Highmark Stadium and to see it packed with fans. I know for the Buffalo Prep students, one of your core values this year was leadership. And I think Jerry and Levi do a great job with leadership in a lot of different ways. Could you guys define in your own words what you would say a leader is, and maybe some good qualities that a leader can carry into life, whether it's being an NFL player or whether it's entering your first year in college?
So for me, I feel like I've always been a natural leader. Even though I'm not like an overly vocal person, I never really yell too much. I kind of lead by example, simply because I just don't want people to think that they can get away with something that I have. You know what I mean? I want people, when they look at me, because I like to lead by how I play and how I talk and how I move. So when people look at me, I want them to see like, okay, well, Levi's doing this, so I have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want people to say like, Levi shortcutted this or Levi shortcutted that, because that's just, I want people to be the best versions of themselves. And I think that's what leadership is. Whether it's, I know for me personally on the field, every time we bring in like new DBs or new corners, like I'm trying to make them the best of their abilities. Like Dane Jackson, for example, who came in last year, one of my guys. He's a really great player, but also a really great person. And I just want to develop him on the field as well as off the field. Because like last year, I mean, we had COVID. And I missed a game because I was a close contact to somebody who had COVID, and he had to step up. And he stepped up in a few games when I got hurt. And he's just every time like, Levi, thank you for this and that. And I'm like, bro, it's all you. All I did was show you the steps, but I wanted you to develop as a person, and he's done that, and he's continuing to do so. Whereas it's coming back on me, and I'm like, Dan, let me ask you a question. And I was just back and forth. And I think that's the biggest thing, just me being a leader and then creating other leaders to lead me. We're all imperfect people, and we can all learn from each other. So.
Yeah, I kind of agree a lot with Levi and the way he identifies a leader in those traits as someone who's able to kind of improve the group, not only by improving themselves, but also making everyone around them better. And that's something that kind of sticks out heavy in our business, just because we have so many guys who are doing it the right way, whether it's coming in early for, extra preparation, staying in late to be in the training room to kind of take care of their bodies, or they're doing extra field or weight room work. The level that we're at now, everybody is their own leader, and it's great to see how guys are able to exemplify that, and then to match it even further. I've always said a great leader brings out the greatness in everyone, so, you got to be able to understand the people who are around you and in your environment, and what, makes them better really at what they do. And once you're able to kind of achieve those kind of communication skills and be able to willing to work with other ones, the sky is the limit, not only for you, but for that group.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So, I can't help but think about to last year, you guys were on a call with our seniors. They were navigating, the pandemic. In the heart of the pandemic, you guys were too, as you were preparing for your season. You fast forward to this year, you have, these seniors still navigating that process through the pandemic, but also the civil and social unrest, the things that have really wrecking our country and our nation as a whole. And for our students, we really try to empower them to be their authentic selves and make sure that they have a voice, right? And let them know that their voice matters. And so I would like you guys to kind of talk a little bit about just how you guys have handled the adversity being on a platform as big as you guys have, where everyone's watching. What has it been like for you personally, as well as professionally, trying to do your job? Because the reality of it is, while these students are dealing with this now, we understand that they're going to be going off to their different destinations, and some of this stuff they may still be faced with in the future. And we just want to give them some tools to be able to kind of successfully navigate that. So can you guys speak to that a little bit?
Go ahead, Levi. I'll let you jump it off.
Yeah, so I think this past year, the Bills alone, I think we did a great job of coming together as a team, and just agreeing that there was so many different things that was wrong with our world. And so we made a team effort to go out into the community to help as much as we could. We put names on the back of our helmets because we do have that platform, and what you do with your platform is huge, no matter how big it is. And for me, like I said, I'm not a big vocal person, but my actions show every single thing that I believe in. I mean, look at my hat, like I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I encourage every person who has an opinion or feels anything about anyone to speak up. I think life is too short to keep to yourself and be modest and go about your business because it doesn't concern you. I think we all need to stand together and speak about your points, because we all have a voice. We all have a platform. I mean, I thought I didn't growing up, and I'm looking back and I had way more. Someone's always looking up to you, and you guys are seniors, you guys have juniors who are looking up to you, and sophomores and freshmen and younger kids and younger sisters and younger brothers. Don't let your voice, don't think that, because I'm not a football player or I'm not this or that yet. Define what voice you have right now. So, and I learned a lot from Jerry. Jerry's, if not the leader on our team, top 2 leader besides Josh Allen. Definitely leader on defense. Just the way he carries himself, the way he vocally speaks about what he feels, and we're all better for it every single day. So, Jerry I know he has way better things to say about it because he's a natural leader. So.
I was going to say, man, you did great. I'll just piggyback off of you and just say, just with COVID has made a lot of us aware of our platforms and how we can impact people both negatively and positively. And like Levi said, you guys are seniors and you're getting ready to take that next step into that journey into college. Don't be surprised if the freshmen, the sophomores, the people who are in your communities, your little brothers, cousins, people are watching you because you're doing something that they are excited to do when they get to be your age. And so for us, it's really just been spending this season in our COVID bubble, understanding the importance of our platform, just because, so much was going on in our country at that time. I grew up down south here in Texas, so a lot of the racial discriminations and things like that, I have seen a lot growing up. And so I think once, the cell phones are able to capture this and put a lot of this on social media, it opened up a lot of lines of communications from, our team. And I think that was the ultimate goal into allowing us to become closer as a unit is, having an open forum and letting people speak and letting people, voice their opinions on politics or whatever it may be. And, not being judged by it. We all come from different backgrounds, different upbringings. The best thing that we can do as Americans is love and respect everyone for their differences, because you'd be surprised how much you can learn from someone who is different from you.
I love that. And it was so cool to see you all come together and so cool to see what the team was able to do as a whole in a lot of different ways. To talk about subjects like the racial discrimination, or to help schools get internet during a time where everybody was learning from home. Just so many great things, or educate people on how to register to vote. So many cool and different ideas that you guys were able to take part in and make a difference here in Buffalo, which I think is the coolest thing. You're helping in the city that you guys play for. I think we can open up to any questions that anybody else has. Do you guys just want to unmute yourself, or you can raise your hand and David can call on you to ask a question, but please don't hesitate to ask anything. Do we have anybody that is ready to ask a question? David and I can continue if you guys are still thinking of stuff, but does anybody want to kick it off here?
Come on, guys, don't be shy. This is your moment. It's not every day.
I guess I'll go first.
Go ahead, Raquel.
So when you were growing up, did anyone
Raquel, introduce yourself first.
Okay, my name is Raquel Jones. I'm a senior at City Honors, and I'll be attending Howard University in the fall. And my question is, when you were younger, did anyone ever try to diminish your dreams of playing football if you did have those dreams as you were younger? And how did you respond to it if they did?
Hey, Raquel, congratulations on that. That is a huge honor, attending Howard. I have experienced that in my lifetime. Growing up, I was probably a junior in high school. Someone had showed the daunting stat of how many high school athletes there are and how many college athletes, and the numbers started off in the millions and slowly dwindled down to a couple of hundreds. And I think it's about 500 at that time. And, they were just trying to really hit home that, focus more on school and don't really put too much into sports or put too much into football. And so for me, it did the complete opposite. It drove me to train harder. I was looking up new ways that I could get any kind of competitive advantage, where it was working on my speed, working on my core, being flexible. I went down a dark rabbit hole of researching how track athletes gain speed and different things like that. So I would say whenever someone tries to diminish what you believe in or what you feel like it is your purpose and you feel like you can get it accomplished, that is just a sign telling you to just work harder. And that's just it's gonna happen in life. There's gonna be what we call roadblocks that are gonna show up, and it's not necessarily there to deter you from your dream. It's simply there to just check you for reality and really say, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to go above and beyond to achieve it? Because once you do that, you'd be surprised how much you can achieve and get done. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Jones, congratulations going to Harvard.
I'm going to it's Howard. I'm going to Howard. Yeah. Howard. Thank you though.
Of course. Yeah, for me, my journey, so I had 0 scholarships coming out of high school. And I decided to walk on at Alabama, and I earned a scholarship there, and then I got undrafted coming into the NFL. So it's been hard, to fulfill my dreams in the NFL. Basically saying every college saying that you're not good enough to play here, every team saying you're not good enough to play here. You know what I mean? On top of the people who are saying that you're too skinny, or you're too slow, or you're not smart enough to get into this college or that college. Like, okay, that sounds good. And I love that. It motivates me like no other. It makes me work harder. Now, even the way I'm built, I tell people, when I'm in the weight room, I'm like, yo, tell me I can't hit this. Tell me I can't put this weight up. And then, I don't know what happens. It's just, it fires me up so much. I love it when people tell me I can't do something. And it just motivates me 10 times past it, just because I love proving people wrong, because they don't even know you. People can't really tell you about yourself. They don't know you. You know what I mean? You know you know
Right.
what love and what you can do. And that's just how I move. I love proving people wrong, because they be like, oh yeah, I know her. Like, oh, I know Levi. You know, you don't really know me. You don't know how I'm wired. You don't know how I work. You know the real
Right.
goal I have. I think you know me. You know what I'm saying? So that's pushing me to where I'm at today. And I hope you never let anybody tell you what you can't do.
Of course.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone else? Anyone else? The floor is yours.
I have a question. My name is Ridwan. I am a senior at Nichols, and my question is, what would you say was the hardest like moment in your professional career, and how did you overcome that?
Ooh, for me, my hardest moment was I was actually drafted by the Colts in 2010. Didn't play too much in 2010, and then got traded to the Buffalo Bills in 2013. And I guess letting my family tell me all the media write-ups about me being a bust, my career is over, I didn't pan out, I won't be able to do this, pretty much, wrap him up, he's trash, throw away the key. So I think for me, that was probably the hardest part of my career, because I had never really had, especially when it came to football, negative press or negative attention regarding me playing that. So very similar to like Levi and what he just said, it just drove me. It was once again someone telling me I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm not good enough to be in this league. They made a mistake by drafting me 31st overall. So it was just, let me go and show them that when you put me on the field, I can play and I can show out. So it was just, a lot of extra work, a lot of work behind the scenes of just me focusing on myself, blocking out all the noise, getting off of social media, and really just doing me and doing what I do best, which is playing ball and improving myself. And I think I was really able to do that 2013 year, and that really helped my career out.
Yeah, I think for me it was draft day, to be honest, when I didn't get drafted. Not gonna lie, I cried that night, thinking that, like I said, teams thought that I wasn't good enough to play in this league. And, eventually those thoughts got in my head until the Bills called me. And they were like, yo, we want you over here. We want you to try out, see how it's going to go, whatever. And then I got cut. I got cut my rookie year. And so that was like probably the second hardest day in my professional career. But, like I said, like something clicked in me, and I stopped feeling bad for myself. And I was like, nah, like you deserve to be here. Let's go to work. Let's go to work. Put your head down. Let's go to work. And they brought me up like week 8, week 9, my rookie year. And I've been starting every single game since that I've been healthy in. That's the type of person I am. I had to stop feeling sorry for myself. And once I got over that, I was like, okay, like, let me do a reality check. What do I need to improve at? Let me ask the coaches. What do they need to see me improve at? Let me learn this playbook a little bit better. Let me do the things instead of complaining and getting mad that I wasn't on the team. I was on a practice squad. I still had an opportunity to be moved up, but I controlled what I could control. And that's getting better as a player and getting better as a person.
Do you guys think that, as our kids, these amazing, unbelievable, brilliant kids, sometimes they get told the same thing, that they don't deserve to be there, or they don't belong there, or whatever, in some of their spaces. Do you think they could take that same mindset into wherever they go, in terms of just having that determination and digging deep when someone says they don't deserve to be there?
Absolutely. I don't know if I told you guys this last year, but at the beginning of college, before I walked on, I was just going to school as a regular student, and I was partying way too much, dealt with my dad passing away. And I felt a couple classes like right when I got there. So it took me a while to get on scholarship after I walked on, because I had to get my grades up. And, I just heard like, oh, well, we don't know if you're going to be able to get the scholarship. We don't know if you'll be able to get the grades up. Okay, cool. I love that. And so let me put my pride aside and let me go talk to a tutor. Let's do that. I one thing about me, I'll ask for help. like I said, I asked my coaches what I need to work on. I asked a tutor for help. And so long story short, I ended up academic SEC honor roll, some of the highest grades in the last 2.5 years. I mean, all A's and B's. I mean, jumped my GPA to the roof. Got my business graduate and got my seller certification. So, I mean, I took that same approach from football to the classroom. Like you said, I'm not gonna be able to get those grades up. I'm not gonna get that scholarship. I'm not gonna do anything. All right, let's get it. Like that's just who I am. I love being overlooked, and they can take that same mindset. You know, I'm gonna finish my degree in 3 years. I'm gonna be that doctor. I'm gonna be that lawyer. You know, whatever you put your mind to, the mind is a powerful thing, and I've learned that over the years. Like if you sit there and work for it, I promise you'll be happy with the results at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going to a prep school isn't an easy task within itself. Maintaining the GPA that you guys maintain to allow you guys to attend colleges isn't easy within itself. So I feel like the group that we're speaking to now understands the word grit. They know how to push themselves beyond limits so that they can not only excel in the classroom, but then also get attentions of these colleges so they can go out and attend. So, I mean, like I said to Raquel earlier, you know, don't let those roadblocks deter your dreams by any means. You know, you understand your goals and you know what you want to do and where you want to be in life. Continue to push and continue to work every day, because it's just a grind out there, and that's just how it is. But it's something that we're all familiar with and we're all very used to.
I've got one. I feel like when you go off to college, whether you're going to be at home or whether you're going out of state or an hour away and you may be living in a dorm or an apartment, I feel like it's a different pace of life, and that sometimes you can feel like you have a lot of free time, or it's easy to find distractions. I find it in college because you are kind of setting your own schedule. You're kind of setting the pace at what you do things. You know, how much am I going to study? Am I going to go to all my classes? Am I going to put in the work and the time that I need to for, you know, this major or these extracurriculars that I'm involved in? How do you guys, and you guys face so many distractions too throughout a season. What is some good advice of how to avoid the distractions that aren't worth it and to focus on the task at hand?
For me, it's time management. I learned that early on in college, just because my first 2 years there, I was away from home. I had all this free time. We were Call of Duty up to about 3 o'clock in the morning online. So it was tough. I fell behind in my studies, and then getting that phone call from my mom really was my reality check that, you know, I need to finally figure out what I'm going to do with my day, because Monday, Wednesday, and my Friday classes ended like around noon. And so from noon to about whenever football practice started, I had free time. And then after football, we were probably off the field about 5:30. I had even more free time. And so I would say just getting or finding a routine early on is something that is probably going to be the most important thing, because I'd say this to the rookies when they come into the league and they're embarking on that journey. You know, you're now dealing with the opportunity of time management, and how you're able to use that time in the day, you know, can propel you to great beliefs. It can propel you to do great things, and it can also, you know, deter you, because, you know, too much free time and you're not applying that to your studies or, you know, to better yourself personally, you can find yourself like me, behind academically. So however you can get a hold of that time management, understanding your schedule with your academic advisors, and as well as if you want to work or if you don't want to work, just get on that routine. So that way it'll make life a lot easier, and it'll just help you for the next couple of years in your life.
Yeah, I think same thing that Jerry said with the routine. I'm a very routine type person. I think the thing I learned, so I listened to this speech by Kobe talking to some of the guys back at Bama when he visited, and he was talking about editing your life, to edit things out that didn't make sense, that was going to stop you from getting to your dreams. And it took me a couple years to really understand what he was talking about. Just to eliminate distractions. Like Jerry said, you have all the time in the world now. You know, you have hours on hours to just do what you want. You're planning your whole life now. You're planning your schedule. And so I had to, all right, is this going to benefit me? Is this going to help me graduate? Is this going to help me get on the field? Like, what do I really want while I'm here in college? I want to play football, and I want to walk across that stage. Okay, well, man, maybe I can't hang out with these friends this late. You know what I mean? Not till 10 o'clock. I get my sleep. I got to rest. I got to recover. I can't go to this party this weekend. Like, I got a test coming up. I gotta study, you know? So just editing your life is the number one thing, because college is fun. College is the most fun you'll have, as long as you do it right. You know what I mean? Make sure there's a balance to networking and making friends, but remember while you're there too, get your studies in, you know? Graduate. College is for 4 years, 5 years, 3 years. And then you have to move on from that, you know what I mean? And you're trying to set yourself up for something more in the end. So just remember why you're there in the first place. And it took me a couple years to learn that, but eventually I got there. So,
guys, as you know, we always tell you that the journey doesn't end here. You know, you're always going to be a part of the Buffalo Prep family, no matter where you decide to go after high school. And so I'm very, very excited to have two of our alum on the call as well, who had the opportunity to actually join this call last year. And so I would like to take a moment to introduce them, Michael Liriano and James Carrington, and just have them say a few words about their experience on the call last year and just how their first year at college is going so far.
All right, perfect. So, hi guys, my name is Michael Liriano. I just finished up my first year at M&T College here in Buffalo. Like you guys, I went through the Buffalo Prep program, and it really helped me a lot for my college experience. And all this information that you guys heard from Dave, from Jerry and Levi is something else you guys should take to heart too. Because, you know, after listening to their first call last year and then going through the college experience and coming back, I can really relate to some of the things they were talking about in college. So I would take that very seriously, what they said, because it is important and it will help you out a lot during your college career. During my college career at M&T, it was a lot of hard work, but at the same time, like they said, you got a lot of free time. Some of my classes ended, you know, at like 10 a.m. So after that, I had the day to myself. So it was, you know, it was up to me to what I was to do with it. Another advice I would give in college is to make sure you guys get involved. This first year with COVID, you know, I kind of laid back. I kind of just came home after my classes. Something I kind of regret, because I wish I was got, you know, more involved, met some new friends, you know, got in a new circle, and yeah.
Awesome, Michael. Thank you. We're very proud of you.
Yes, sir.
James may be tied up. Are you available, James?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could talk. I would just like to say, you know, it's always nice coming on the call and, you know, hearing what these guys have to say. You know, I know, you know, it's hard to find time, especially when it's always a billion things going on, especially during off season and stuff. Let's see. The thing that I would probably say that, you know, one thing that you could really learn from them is, you know, with college, they do give you a lot of free time, and it's really hard to, you know, try to stay focused and stay away from all the distractions and stuff that goes on, because everybody thinks like, oh, you know, I'll have all this extra free time to work on this homework and that, and then when due dates start coming up, you know, that's when everybody, you know, either ask for extensions and, you know, everything else, because they're just horrible with managing their time. So I would just say, you know, make sure you pay attention to those kind of things. And, you know, I think you should be all right. You'll be pretty good.
Awesome. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. Any other questions from students at this time? We did have a question in the chat, and I'm going to open this up, Maddie, to just your entire Buffalo Prep team, because we do have an amazing senior here who is kind of torn about her career path. She really wants to work in sports. She would love the opportunity to work with the NFL or the NBA. She's considering a career in sports management and just trying to figure out what advice that anyone on the call from the Buffalo Bills could give her about just navigating that process in college, and then just making those connections after college? And that could be from anyone on the team who may have any experience with that.
I can kick this one off. So I kind of always knew I wanted to go into being a sports reporter. I actually went to the University of Missouri, and I'm from Chicago. So I had to go out of state to get that degree because the school that I went to was well known for journalism. So I went the journalism route, which meant I had to do news before I could do sports. So it wasn't like my full 4 years were full of sports. I had to learn how to report news stories before I could report sports stories, but I really loved the education that I received. And in the end, it built up my resume, and my reel is what you would need to apply with if you are interested in being on camera. But I was able to get a job out of college. I worked at Stanford University for a year, and then I went to work at the University of Tennessee for 4 years. And I've now been at the Buffalo Bills for the past 2 years. So I think it's important to figure out what you want to do in sports. And you don't have to have it figured out right away. I mean, you could go into sports management for a year and be like, oh, this is great, I'm going to stay in it. Or like, hey, I still like sports, but maybe I'm going to move into another major. I don't think you need to have it figured out from day one, but usually colleges offer a good variety of different types of sports degrees, or degrees where you could get into sports still. Sports has become so big and it's only growing from how you can work in it. I mean, you could work on the social media team and be in charge of tweeting, or you could be a videographer, or you could be on the business side and work with partnerships and sponsors, or you could be an on-camera personality, or you could work on the coaching side or the scouting side. I mean, the opportunities are endless. So I would say an important thing is to get involved too. If you want to be in sports, get involved with the sports teams that are at your college, because those sports teams are going to help you with connections. And in the sports industry, connections are the most important thing you could have, is networking with other people and making those connections. So I think one of the most important things is the work you can do outside of your major by partnering with sports teams.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Jerry, Levi, anything that you guys want to close out with? I know we still are, we have about 10 minutes, but any if there's no other questions from students, did I miss anyone that wants to add anything else? Staff? Jerry, Levi, any final thoughts that you would like to say at this time?
Yeah, guys, congratulations once again. Thanks for having us on this call. And, be excited for all the new challenges that are getting ready to approach you in your life. You guys have been through the grit. You understand the grind. You know how to achieve things that, maybe certain people didn't believe you could do, or you might be the first in your family to do so. So continue to push the limits and continue to just achieve greatness and believe in yourself.
Yeah. To piggyback on what Jerry said, big congratulations to you guys. Get ready to have fun, man. This is, like they said, this is just the beginning. Like, one day at a time, like I said earlier. Like, college for me was some of the funnest that I had, but also some of the hardest I had to work too. So it's a great experience, and I'm so proud of you guys. Can't wait, like I said, I can't wait to go to the White House, because I know one of you guys is going to be the president one day. So don't forget about me. But listen, enjoy it. Enjoy every single day. Enjoy every single second. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes, and I think I'm okay. If you don't like something, if you don't like a class, if you don't like a major, change it. You know what I mean? Find what you really love. Find your passion in school, and then shoot for the stars. Don't let anyone tell you what you can't do, and aim high. Like I said, you guys will be all right.
Jerry, Levi, we can't thank you enough. And I think my favorite part of these calls with you guys is you're just so real, and you give great advice. It's inspiring. I love that you're a part of our Western New York community, and that you make this time for our Buffalo Prep students, because like Mr. DeViso said, they are some of the best And I'm sure there'll be lifelong Bills fans too, like I am. So to everyone on the whole team, thank you so much for making this happen. And to our seniors, Saturday is going to be so fun. We cannot wait to celebrate you at the Celebration Village. There's a DJ, food trucks, all kinds of swag. So come out and join us. We can't wait to see you and just be with you. It's been much too long. So Jerry, Levi, and everyone else on the call, thank you so much from the Bills and PSE for putting this together for us. We really appreciate it. And to David, our MC, thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you, guys. And if
Take care, Maddie.
thank you so much.